On descent, your cabin can swing 5,000 feet of pressure in 20 minutes. One tube decides if your ears survive. Everyone blames air pressure, full stop. That's not wrong, but it skips the actual mechanism. One tiny structure in your skull doing all the work. Let's open up an ear mid-flight and watch what's really happening. Behind your eardrum sits a tiny sealed chamber called the middle ear, trapped full of air at whatever pressure it last equalized to, usually ground-level pressure from before takeoff. Your eardrum is the wall between that pocket and the outside world. As the plane climbs, the air inside is stuck at yesterday's ground pressure while the cabin air outside keeps thinning. That mismatch, not the altitude itself, is what stretches the eardrum and makes it feel plugged. You've probably heard people blame it all on cabin pressure, like your ears are simply reacting to thinner air. That's the myth, and it's wrong. Air pressure alone doesn't hurt anything. Thin air is everywhere at altitude, and nobody's ears feel that. What actually causes the pain is the pressure difference across the eardrum, specifically the imbalance between the sealed pocket inside and the changing air outside. Fix that imbalance, and the discomfort disappears, altitude or not. The fix already exists in your head, a narrow channel called the Eustachian tube, running from the middle ear down to the back of your throat. Most of the time, it's collapsed shut like a deflated straw. When it briefly opens, air rushes through to equalize the middle ear with the outside world, and the pressure difference, along with the pain, vanishes in an instant. That little pop you feel is quite literally that valve cracking open. Here's the part almost nobody explains. Going up is easy, coming down is brutal, and that's not a coincidence. The Eustachian tube acts almost like a one-way flap valve. Rising cabin air pressure pries it open easily from the inside, so excess air escapes on ascent almost effortlessly. But on descent, outside pressure is climbing back up, and now the tube has to actively pull air in against that rising pressure, and a floppy little tube is bad at pulling, not pushing. That's the whole reason descent is when ears actually hurt. Yawning, swallowing, and chewing gum all work for the same reason. They contract a tiny muscle called the tensor veli palatini, which physically yanks the eustachian tube open from the outside. It's not the gum itself, and it's not the mouth motion, it's that one muscle. That's why swallowing hard on descent, or the classic pinch your nose and blow trick, the Valsalva maneuver, forces the tube open on command instead of waiting for it to happen on its own. If you're congested from a cold, that tube can swell shut completely and no amount of swallowing opens it. The pressure difference then has nowhere to go, so the eardrum bears the full force instead, exactly why flying with a bad cold can genuinely injure your ear. The fix isn't tougher swallowing, it's decongestant spray before descent, giving the tube a fighting chance to open at all. So next time your ears pop at 30,000 feet, you'll know it's not the altitude messing with you. It's a one-way valve in your skull losing a battle against outside pressure and yawning your way to victory. That's a strange amount of engineering just to keep your eardrum happy. If that changed how you think about your own ears, that's the whole point of this channel. Stick around, we keep cutting things open.